And today we are presenting a brand new series. It is called Mission Mondays. It's brought to you by the Salvation Army with a special thank you to the Isabel and Alfred Bader Fund for their generous support. And the goal is to bring you inspiring stories of hope and courage, personal stories of help and healing. Every year, the Salvation Army helps almost 30 million people. That's about one person every second.
Pretty awesome statistic. Joining us now is Lewis Kavanaugh, a social worker with the Salvation Army who started an incredible program to help kids many years ago. We also have Major Dan Jennings here, the divisional commander. Thanks for being here, gentlemen.
Oh, thank you. A pleasure. Thank you for having us
on.
Thank
you for having us.
I have to tell you, we feel a little sort of old, and after seeing this great young band.
I know. I saw you getting your picture taken with them.
I'm going to have to tweet it later.
Yeah, we know you'll be singing the songs home in the car.
Yeah. They're catchy.
It's true. Well, let's talk a little bit about the global history of the Salvation Army and exactly, what you guys do around the whole country and the world.
Well, yeah, this is the 150th year for the Salvation Army, so we've been around since 1865, so a big celebration happening this year. And what's amazing is we talk about the power of one. William Booth started the Salvation Army 150 years ago, walking down the street in the deplorable part of London, right between some tenement housing and a bar, and decided he was going to do something and really launched a movement to help people who were really very poor in that area. And I went there just last year to see the same place. The bar's still in place, the tenement housing's still there, so I like to say there's a lot of work to be done. But it's amazing what happens when one person sees one need. And that's why I wanted Lewis to be with us today to talk about the need that he saw 25 years ago right here in Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's amazing, your story, Lewis, because you were a social worker for the Salvation Army.
That's correct.
And what was this need that you noticed?
Well, it was inspired by the divisional commander, Salvation Army divisional commander at the time. There was an article that appeared in the newspaper which indicated that there were thousands of kids that were not receiving nutritious meals during the summertime.
Yeah, because they were getting it often during the school day.
Characteristically, yeah, the Milwaukee Public Schools would provide nutritional programs. Now, for the 10 weeks that the summer continues, there was just nothing available.
And what's incredible about your story, because I read that you began making sandwiches and delivering them throughout impoverished areas of the city, and now, after these 25 years, Feed the Kids, which is this program that you helped start, has served more than 3 million lunches just in Milwaukee County.
Correct. We started out with 200 sandwiches the first day. 25 years ago.
All PB&J?
Yes, and we just sort of kind of we did our best to see. We knew what we wanted to do, but we just sort of followed our nose, and it just turned into just a very large program. Compared to, it took us about an hour to get rid of, to give out 200 sandwiches, and now it takes 3-4 hours in a day, 5 days a week. To go out thousands of sandwiches. Yeah.
How do you ensure that they're getting the proper nutrition and you're able to kind of follow some of the food groups as well?
Well, again, we've had somebody, a dietitian, look at the meals that are provided. Again, they're snack meals, but they're healthy. Again, there's milk. It's a healthy sandwich. Desserts, puddings. Applesauce, granola bars, anything that's going to be nutritional for the young individual.
And a little sustaining too.
And sustaining
that's going to help them stay throughout the day with a good fat content and protein and things like that.
Correct. That's correct.
It's just unbelievable to think what the need is like in our community.
Well, it is. And what's amazing is last year alone, 130,000 children received their lunch during the summer from a Salvation Army van as it drove around the neighborhoods. And the brilliance of the program is that we go right on site, right in the neighborhoods where the kids are. And you really don't think about it. At school, they have the lunch prepared for them, and the FDA looks at the meal to make sure that it's nutritious and healthy. And there was a real lack and a real just deficit during the summer. We don't know what the kids were eating, and if they're in homes where the parents both have to work, kids are really just having to sort of be on their own or make their decisions on their own, which sometimes they don't make the greatest decisions.
And sometimes it's the only meal that these kids have during the day, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, in some of the neighborhoods, that is true.
Oh,
That's true.
That's heartbreaking. I mean, and watching how you do this with the van just going through the times, the Monday through Friday, 11:30 to and here another one when you prepare it for a couple hours and then you deliver it for a couple hours. How are you funding all this? This takes a lot of manpower and a lot of time and a lot of resource.
Yeah, over 25 years, we built up a group of people who like to donate and give money to do this program. And it's
Individuals.
been really critical. Individuals and corporations as well. So it's built a reputation, and we also work with other nonprofit agencies to provide some of the food that we need. But it's such a mission-critical program for us to do. Even if no one gave us a dime, we'd have to do it. Who could turn their back on 130,000 kids who are not going to get their meal? So we're committed. We're going to do it. It's at the heart of our mission. But we believe there are other people in Milwaukee who want to help and be a part of this as well.
How can people help? Because I'm sure the need is ever present. I mean, we've heard even just in the last few years that the hungry in our community just continues to grow.
Well, last year was the biggest year ever. First time over 130,000. And at samilwaukee.org is our website, and we've set up a special fund there to help with programs like Feed the Kids that we do throughout the year. That can help with different things that we're doing. So that's one way that people can help if they haven't heard about the program or don't know what we have been doing. It's a way that they can get involved. And throughout the time when we do these Mission Mondays together, our plan is to talk a little bit about what we're doing all throughout the county and some things that are sort of hidden. This is something you don't normally think about. You think about the used clothes at the clothes center, you think about the bell ringing, but who thinks about all these kids showing up at a park to get their lunch?
And really quickly, what do the kids say when you give them a lunch and maybe their only meal for the day?
Oh, they're grateful. They're grateful. In fact, in most instances, they're standing in line before the vans arrive. We have to have some type of an order when we give the sandwiches to them, and hopefully with a big smile on our faces, because we enjoy doing it. And I think that the thing that makes it most effective, I think it's the only mobile feeding site program.
It's wonderful.
So we can access and change our the locations as best we see the need is so.
It's wonderful.
Great work you're doing.
Yeah, thank you both so much. We're excited about Mission Mondays. And the Salvation Army is again celebrating 150 years of service. They rely on generous support from donors in our community and from you. Please consider a gift to help our kids and families in need. To do that, visit donate.salvationarmyusa.org and click on the Mission Mondays logo. And again, we want to thank the Isabel and Alfred Bader Fund for their support of the Salvation Army. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.